I just thought I'd give you an update. I know that I wasn't very present last week, so apologies to anybody who's been expecting a response in the discussion board. Last week was a week of leave away from work. It's always a bit tricky in this job to know when is the best time to take time away because, of course, I don't want to interrupt your studies, but I also need time away to make sure that I'm fit and healthy to continue with the rest of the work that needs to be done by both of us really across the next few weeks. So you're now moving into week 5 hopefully, and having done the wiki assignments, I can see there's been some postings around that too, and I'm looking forward to looking at these wiki exercises. Keep in mind that they are only worth 10% of the overall marks for this course unit, but hopefully you had an opportunity to try out some of the different resources and to get to grips with some of the challenges of accessing and using information for population health purposes. And it's not actually as straightforward as it can seem. Using wikis is also introducing you to another way of developing and presenting your work and of working with other people in group formats such as this. So in topics 4 and 5 last week and this week, you are really getting to into some of the material that I'm particularly interested and at times quite excited about, and that's around evidence for population health and what we actually mean by evidence. We hear this word bantered about all over the place. We just have to turn on the television or the radio or the newspaper and we'll hear people talking about evidence in a whole host of contexts. And we sort of make certain assumptions around what that might mean, and it's as if we automatically, or nearly automatically, talk as if we're actually looking for the truth. But rarely are we able to actually forecast what the truth is going to be, although there are some certainties. More often than not, we're dealing with something that's less than certain, and we're having to try and weigh up advantages or disadvantages, things that we do know for certain, some of the things that we're not sure about, and make certain predictions about what's going to happen in the future. And really, for many of you who are going to be working in the practical field of public health, this is really the challenging environment that you're up against. My interest is in developing the evidence and the scientific methods to go out there and try and find out why is something having an effect on something, or what effect might it be if we introduce a particular policy or a particular intervention. And you will know that those of you who have been involved with clinical or medical disciplines, and all of us really, are up against this paradigm that we've been in for many years about the randomized controlled trial or the clinical trial, and you will certainly have come across those in evidence-based practice. You'll see from the course materials I'm not completely against randomized controlled trials, and in fact my first master's dissertation was through a randomized controlled trial support unit, so I'm a firm believer in them, but I'm also developing more of an openness, as I hope you are too, to other types of evidence. And really I think it always comes down to what Dick Heller told me once, and he would always say to me, but what is the question? Unless we know what the question is, it's not really possible for us to then determine what is the best approach to try and answer it. So I hope you enjoy and get a lot from the materials in this week's topics, and so the next few weeks are going to be much more around the evidence-based approaches, and then after that we start looking at factors associated with measuring the impact of certain interventions or the impact of particular exposures or problems out there in the community. And then we start thinking about how we might then look at the needs of a particular community or population. So keep going with the course materials. I'm very conscious that you're going to have your midterm assignments going to be posted up soon. So look out for that in Blackboard. Good luck with that. Use the discussion boards too, and make sure that when it is posted that you read the guidance that I've given for you as well. In the meantime, please continue to use the discussion boards Not many people do use them. I appreciate that. I appreciate that many of you do read them. But if a few more of you could start posting some examples from your own work, for example, then that just helps make the course a bit more interesting. And that's certainly where I can learn as well. Thanks. Bye-bye.